Yeah, it's rolling.
Hey.
Rolling.
Hello. Well, what happened was I'd done the first two albums, which were Miasma and Inner Marshland, and I had a whole load of stuff for one reason or another that I hadn't used, and I had this kind of feeling that I didn't want to overdo it, and suddenly kind of put out loads of things, and I thought that the best thing to do would be to put out the stuff that I thought was good enough that I had over as a limited edition, and that's what Looking Glass was really. It was a collection of stuff that I'd done over the last 2 years that I hadn't used on albums.
And what was the response like?
Well, they sold out. I put them in the white, I had these white album sleeves that I'd used for the Room 13 single, but you could only buy 1,000, and we did 500 Room 13 singles, so I had 500 blank white sleeves over, so I thought, well, that's useful, so I stuck the two records in that, and I did a little yellow kind of square that I had printed at my local printers for not hardly any money, and then I pasted those to the front, and I wrote a handwritten message on each one to make it look like a bit more personal, and I stuck in a little insert which was a kind of affectionate piss take of the record lists you used to get at the time, like from Funhouse and people like that, and I personally thought it was funny, and in fact some of the I invented a load of band names and was writing about how brilliant they were, and actually some of these got used by proper bands. So Terminal Cheesecake, for instance, got their name from my rare record list, and the sad upshot of that was that Funhouse Records, who had been a real helpful supporter of what I'd done in the early days, they'd really kind of helped the Bevis thing on its way, didn't think it was funny.
So Record Collector said it was an inspiration, and Enemy, Edwin Pouncey, said smart as they come.
Well,
with regard to...
I got to say that Edwin Pouncey is a good guy. No, I mean, generally speaking, the reviews were very positive. And Triptych was what I planned to be the third proper Bevis album, the difficult third album. But it turned out to be a pretty successful one, yeah, because it had Lights Are Changing were on it, which has gone on to be one of my two greatest hits, albeit not by me, they've been greatest hits by other people, but Lights Are Changing has been covered by quite a few bands over the years. You slow down now, lights are changing. You fly so high, you look so fast, you're running by me from my past. Slow down, you slow down now, lights are changing. And Triptych, yeah, it did go down very well, I mean, it was kind of nice mixture of songs and freak-outs and just basically more of what I do,
So we get to the Auntie Winnie album, which received 4 stars in sounds.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
And it got the comment cosmic psycho instrumentals, melodic subterfuge plus guitar and Hammond dueling.
Hey, we do like a bit of that. Auntie Winnie came out on Reckless. I'd kind of been signed on this kind of strange deal with Reckless, who I don't know, they liked what I was doing, and kind of they seemed like they weren't like your average record label. They were doing reissues of Rustic Hinge and Arthur Brown, and Auntie Winnie came out on Reckless, and that was a kind of, again, it was a collection of songs that I hadn't used. It was more stuff that I'd written for Triptych, and because I was continually writing and recording songs, so that was really what Auntie Winnie was. And the front cover's a picture of her age 17, and the back's a photo of her age 90. So that was just my way of saying, all right, Auntie Winnie.
So Sounds concluded their review by saying it was as groovy as hell.
There you go. I bow to their superior judgment. I don't know how groovy hell is, but I suspect if Sounds say it was cool, it must have been,
Put it all out in a stable, and I'll do what I can when I'm able.